Hey everybody, this is Mike's Total Dragon Channel. I am Mike, and tonight we are going to be looking at one of my guilty pleasure comics. It is one that I fondly remember reading as a teenager. Might not have aged quite as well as some people would like, but it still brings me good memories. I enjoy the artists on it. There were big names back in the day and still continue to be big names. So let's jump right into it. Today we are going to be looking at Sabotage, or as what Rob likes to refer to it in his Robservation podcast, he likes to refer to it in the way that the Beastie Boys song goes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We are looking at Sabotage with Rob Liefeld, Fabian Nicieza, and Todd McFarlane. And this was originally a three-part, get out of here, cat. Originally a little three-part crossover that Todd and Rob put together in their books, X-Force and Spider-Man, respectively. And we'll go ahead and get right into it. As you'll see, we're opening up on the first page here. Rob Liefeld, Fabian Nicieza, Todd McFarlane. And by the way, I'm pretty sure I butchered Fabian's last name, so no hard feelings if that's the case. This, I want to say, was Todd's last work before he left to go and be a part of the Image formation. Rob, I think, was on X-Force for maybe another issue or two, and then he wasn't around for much longer, and he left to help join the founding fathers of Image and start his own book, Youngblood. So we've got 3 chapters here. We'll see that everyone contributed what their contributions were. Todd at the time was writing and drawing the adjectiveless Spider-Man. We'll see Rob was doing the art and the plotting for his X-Force book. So we're going to start right here. We've got Siren on the first page. As you see, we've got our stories being broke down and explained to us through like a radio broadcast. Black Tom Cassidy, Juggernaut. They've collapsed the World Trade Center building. Siren is here. It's a big panel of her using her powers. Her costume's basically like Banshee, which is her uncle. And we got this big page here. Siren and Juggernaut confronting each other. Juggernaut's just a hoss, just a huge individual right here. And we've kind of seen that be the norm for him over the last handful of years. Him just being way, way, way bigger than a normal human, like a behemoth of a man. He takes a swing at Siren. Siren trying to use her sonic scream on him. Black Tom Cassidy, who is like Juggernaut's best friend, shoots a like blast type thing out of his little walking stick deal he has. She gets blasted by it. And we've got Domino, Cable coming to the rescue essentially. Cable right here, he's in like his outfit, like a basically spaceman battle armor type deal, kind of like almost like a knight's armor. I wasn't personally a big fan of it, but it's kind of a different look for him than the big honking shoulder pads and all the guns. Got kind of a group scene. Here's Sunspot and the guy who was his mentor at the time. I want to say his name was Gideon, something to that effect. Little group picture right here. Breakdown for everyone. If you don't know who it is, it's a Shadow Star. He's from the same dimension as Longshot is. Warpath, the brother to Thunderbird from Giant Size X-Men. Siren, we met her earlier. New Mutant, Staple, Cannonball, Sam Guthrie. So now they're leading the charge to attack Juggernaut. And of course, Warpath wants to take him on one-on-one. It's just big action scenes right here. Warpath just basically launches himself at Juggernaut. Juggernaut calls Warpath Geronimo, kind of showing him to be the not as open-minded individual in referring to somebody that's Native American, calling him Geronimo, but hey, he's a bad guy for a reason. Now the rest of the team showing up. We've got Feral right here. She's basically kind of a Wolverine type style mutant. Cannonball shown using his powers. Shatterstar just looking like a badass. I'm skipping over a lot of the story and the plot because it's kind of secondary to this great art here. Plus it's 3 issues. I don't have time to really want to go over everything page by page, panel by panel. Look at that. Eyes glowing. When the eyes glowing right there, you know he's putting that work in. Black Tom Cassidy with his hands raised to the sky for some reason. Now he has a relationship with Siren and her uncle Banshee. I think there's some sort of family relationship there. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's been a long time. I'm kind of not up to date on my Black Tom Cassidy, Siren, and Banshee family tree dynamic. But I know his power basically is he's able to shoot energy blasts out his walking stick. We got Sunspot right here powering up Roberto da Costa. He basically gets super strength and enhanced agility and invulnerability and everything from exposure to the sun. Just throwing big haymakers at each other right here. Oh, look at that. Cable on the scene. Look at that gun. It's so futuristic. Warpath and Juggernaut trading blows here. More punching, more punching. Basically, it's just a contest right here between them, talking trash, seeing who's the strongest, who's not. And then we got a guest appearance by your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man right here. I think this is one of the few times that Rob drew Spider-Man. He doesn't. I don't think he has a bunch of Spider-Man credits to his name. Maybe only a handful of appearances. And then chapter 2, we jump over to this is Todd's section of the book. Spaghetti webbing. Todd McFarlane staple. Now this right here, this is just a honking huge double page. Juggernaut with a bunch of wreckage thrown about him. This right here, this is the name of his daughter, I believe. I believe he put her name on this street sign. And then if you'll see this right here, Wanda, that's his wife's name. And it would also be, when he launched Spawn, would be the name of Spawn's wife. Now, if you'll see, one of the things you'll notice here, especially you can kind of see it in the right here with Feral and Warpath, they kind of got that McFarlane rubber face a little bit, kind of very expression Looks kind of like just like kind of a rubbery type face. Todd was doing a lot. That's kind of one of his tails, one of the things that gives him away. Warpath right here with the genius strategy. Attack! It's a pretty badass shot of Cannonball right here with his goggles on. Juggernaut with 1,000,001 teeth. Cannonball hits him full speed. And as you'll see right here, quick description of Cannonball's powers. His body is protected from harm in his rocket mode. Or as he likes to frequently say in the Claremont, I'm now invulnerable when I'm blasting. Shot of the Twin Towers right here where the initial explosion took place. The rest of the team seems to be buried in the wreckage. Just a huge Donnybrook with Juggernaut. Some really cool action scenes. I know Todd, one of the things he liked to hang his hat on was details. You see a lot of his details here in the wreckage. You know, like right here, you've got lines on the bricks, lines on the pieces of wood, you know, pieces of metal are jutting out. Right here, that looks like a piece of a toilet seat or something like that. We got a group shot here. Gideon, who was kind of complaining to everybody that they're mindlessly following Cable, which I guess in his mind he would rather than be mindlessly following him. Spider-Man confronts Juggernaut. They've met a couple times. Get a face full of webbing. Then the last member of X-Force shows up, Boom Boom. I guess she was piloting the plane, it looks like. Huge double page spread of Cable. Boom Boom blasting Juggernaut in the face with her explosions. Now this page right here with Shatterstar stabbing Juggernaut in his face. This was a point of contention for Todd. Todd did not want it to be edited, and editorial got involved and wanted the panel changed, or they changed it without his knowledge. And that was the straw that broke Todd's back, and that was one of the deciding factors in him leaving to go form Image. Juggernaut's collapsing yet the other Twin Tower, bringing that down, and everybody's underneath. And we got another sideways page. Really cool looking group shot right here. Another Rob's Spider-Man. Shatterstar saying, do you have any idea how much I'm enjoying this fight? Which is basically letting us know that he's just basically a huge gladiator. It's where he comes from in Longshot's world. He was just a gladiator, just fought for the entertainment of others. More sideways panels. Look how small Spider-Man is compared to Juggernaut sitting on top of his head. Spider-Man doing his trademark quips right here. More webbing. And then we've got the infamous fastball special here. Warpath pitching Shatterstar. Cable. He's having some sort of beef with Black Tom Cassidy. Turned around, pointed his gun at him. Right here, having a Mexican standoff. However, Black Tom Cassidy will learn that Cable's not one to play around. Black Tom Cassidy hanging by a thread here in the elevator shaft. Cable's basically saying, I don't care. Boom, 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 boom. Lets Black Tom Cassidy fall to his death. Except it's a merc with a mouth. He's got Tom Cassidy and he's telling him, hey, you're coming with me to my boss. I got to take you back. The battle right here still raging on with X-Force versus Juggernaut. A couple members of S.H.I.E.L.D. right here. GW Bridge, he's getting involved in it now. Finally, they got Juggernaut's helmet off, which is the which was initially the source of all his powers. Once the helmet was removed, he was rendered a lot more vulnerable, but now I'm not really sure. And Shatterstar's telling him that he's the one that's responsible for that because his swords are made in another dimension. They worked on Juggernaut's helmet, getting it loose. Now everyone's fixed and ready to finally get a chance to finish off Juggernaut. Cable shows back up. Look at that. Big steel armor. Gun that looks kind of like a broom handle. This gun doesn't make any sense, but it looks cool as hell. Just when they think they got Juggernaut, Deadpool shows up, teleports him out. Shield shows up to arrest everybody. And then Cable teleports everyone out. Leaves Spider-Man here holding the bag. And everyone's sitting here wondering, what exactly happened? What do those people want? The end. And then on this back page here, got a kind of little group shot here. Nice little pin-up. And that is Sabotage. This was a little cheap little trade. I don't know if I want to call it a trade or not because it doesn't have but 3 issues in it. But I got it for really cheap. I think I got it out of a $1 box or a 50% off box, which at 50% of $7 would be cheaper than anything on the newsstand now. And it's always been a little fun story that I've always enjoyed, at least for the artist anyway. I am definitely a fan of the 90s comics. The art at that time, you know, I was the target audience. I was 15, 16 years old or whatever, and I definitely was into the art. It was over the top, ridiculous, but when you were a teenager, that's kind of the stuff you're into. Like I've heard Jim Lee say that he described it as like, he said Mortal Kombat was really popular at the time, so we Mortal Kombat everything. We made everything over the top and extra. But that is just a quick little fast breakdown of this classic story, Sabotage. One of my personal I'll call it a guilty pleasure. But that's it. Everyone take care. Have a good night. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.